Fan Brian Davis races, and you can too. Today I'm going racing at enduRAfest at Road America. Fun fact, it took me forever to figure this out, but it's called enduRAfest with the R-A capitalized. Why? Because it's at Road America. Oh my god, I just figured that out like last week. I was so proud of myself. Proud of myself. All right, today is super interesting because we're going to do a 4-mile time trial around the Road America auto track. And then after that, we're doing something called an elimination race. So it's like track racing, last man standing, or last and out, I think they call it. And then tomorrow morning, there's a crit race, which I did last year on a very hard course. That's definitely going to kick my butt. But vegan cyclists will be there. A bunch of people that I ride bikes with will be there. This is about an hour away from my house, so it's going to be a blast. Let's go see everybody, race bikes, have fun, and enjoy the merriment of a fit life. Let's go. So I got the KHS road bike, the Trek TT bike, which many of you have never seen, and I don't ride it very often. And then I brought my KHS mountain bike because there's a mountain bike race at this event as well that I am not going to do, but I thought maybe I could get a little spin around on my mountain bike. So just in case, I brought it, and my rack fits 3 people or 3 bikes anyway, so I may as well do it. Okay, now we're gonna go. Okay, we are on site, made it. We're gonna register, pick up our numbers, all that jazz. All right, we got registration done, and like any endurance event worth a poop, I got to hear somebody go out of their way to mention that they were an Ironman, so check that box. So speaking of VC, last year he did a killer video on this event. I would encourage you to watch it and subscribe to his channel because I'm sure that he'll be doing a video about this year's event. If you're interested in my Team Triumph, check out their website, sign up for an event, take a look at what they have to offer. Their goal is to eliminate social isolation for people with different abilities and get them out achieving their goals, and they do an amazing job at it. So you can sign up for next year's event at enduRAfest.com as soon as registration is open, but probably the best way to follow along with progress is to sign up on their Facebook page and just make sure you like and follow them.
3 or 4 laps before your 5:32 start. On the pit lane. You will then finish.
Let's go check this out. Yeah. That was fun. I overcooked one turn, went off the track. I don't have a camera mount on this bike, so we won't have any in-race footage from this ride, but here it is. It's a TT bike, and I look and feel uncomfortable on it. There, that's the story. You're right behind me.
Okay.
If you catch me, I'm gonna be very upset with you.
You should be very upset.
Rig
machine, dude.
Yeah, the full rig, but
and it's short, so I mean, you should be flying.
okay, friends, I'm warmed up for the TT. I feel good. It's what a gorgeous night. This is so summer in Wisconsin. If you guys are thinking about a good race to do, man, this is it. This is really cool. Get to come race bikes with VC, me, enjoy a beautiful dedicated space for bikes, at least for the weekend. Get to see some fast cars every once in a while. I think tomorrow they're going to be racing cars again. Not racing, but, you know, doing warm-up laps. So, I don't know. It's really a unique atmosphere, a unique place. Very, very cool. So, put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. Plus, you get to try everything. You can bring a mountain bike, TT bike, road bike, all the bikes. Bring
I wanted to embarrass you that you were on a full-on TT rig and then I was gonna ride past you like straight up and down, but it didn't happen.
Killing me.
Individual time trial.
It can be a sprint. Let's see a sprint. Come on, Nate. So cold. It's like 50 something degrees, I guarantee it. It's freezing, freezing, freezing! Ah! There you go. You're fine.
Yeah, this is still warm.
We got space, no problem.
Riders ready!
All right, this eliminator race was super fun. So the concept here is the last person across the finish line on each lap is out, or at least gets a check mark. This was a double elimination, which is interesting because both me and Vegan Cyclist missed the double elimination part. Not that it mattered for me because I got bounced early due to a mechanical. So the course is around the go-kart racing track at Road America, and they truncated this particular course for this race versus what we're going to be doing the next day at the full-on crit. And I'll show you that footage coming up next. But I just want to talk about this. It's just anything that's unique or different in racing is so much fun. And if you're a race promoter out there or you have a team putting on a race, it's so nice to do something a little bit unusual. So in this move, this ended up being the decisive move. My coach, Zach Neer, up in front, ended up winning the TT and also took the win at this event. So he blasted off the front after like the second or third lap. And VC tried to follow him, and Cody tried to follow him, and nobody was able to. So Zach ended up soloing away from the field and took the win at the eliminator race. I was just all out of sorts. I didn't really get a warm-up for this race. We started racing at 9 p.m. I just wasn't, I just didn't have the headspace for this race. So this mechanical that you're about to see here, oh, there it is. I don't know. It's okay. I wasn't that upset about it, to be honest with you, although this race looked really fun. And it suits my strengths because it's about repetitive sprinting, which I'm actually okay at, but not in the carts. Right on. All right, well, the boys from the Sheboygan Trek dealership has figured out my problem. The cranks maybe weren't torqued 100% correctly, or my legs are way too strong. I don't think it's that. But anyway, I think it popped a spline, and then it really got jammed on there. And that's why it felt so funny, because they just weren't at 180 degrees. It was like 175 degrees off. So that's weird. Ain't never seen that. Oh well. 20 years of riding. First for everything. All right, day 2, back for more crit racing fun. This is gonna be a tough day. Yeah, I don't mean to be totally in lack of confidence, but this is gonna be a tough day. But I'm here to get Tyler, and we're gonna go race bikes together, and he's gonna kick my butt.
California.
Bros, it is now raining. This makes me unhappy. It's getting harder now. All right, I'm gonna duck inside. This sucks. We're hiding out. Now it's just sputtering.
Not excited.
Oh, hi, Aaron. Snuck in. Oh, so the course is open, I guess.
Yeah.
I should warm up somehow, some way, right?
I consider myself a warm-up.
What time is it?
We have like 3 minutes.
Oh, Jesus. All right, well, so much for the warm-up. It's raining. I have no warm-up, but I don't really feel like racing, so other than that, this should be a blast. All right, race fan, Brian Davis races, and you can too. Listen, sorry about the whiny little attitude I had starting this race. I just really wasn't feeling it. The night before, I got home fairly late after the eliminator race started today. Today, like in my head, I thought the race started in the morning. That was not the fact. That was, in fact, not the case. So this started at 1:30. I think it was 1:30 in the afternoon, 1:40, something like that. So that's fine. That was actually helpful so I could get some extra rest. All right, so I'm going to tuck in right behind Vegan Cyclist here on the first lap, and I am quickly going to be gapped by VC when we get into the handling stuff. So, fun fact, Vegan Cyclist is a heck of a bike handler. Who knew? All right, well, we're about to find out how he's doing it and what we can do to be a little bit better. So I want this section of the video to really just be about how to handle race situations when it's raining, when you show up on the start line, to be less anxious. First thing you're going to want to do is drop your tire pressure from normal by 10 to 15%. So my normal is 78 to 80, and for me personally, I'll go down to 65 and 63 in that range when it's raining. I'm running 25C tires, and I weigh 177 pounds, depending on what I did the night before or didn't do the night before. All right. So this hill is a butt kicker. I spent all day fighting this hill, and the rest of the course was really fun. So this 300 yards going uphill, not fun. Everything else, super fun. All right, here's the fun part. Well, eventually became fun. It was very stressful in the first lap. Now let's watch VC pull away here. What's going to be interesting, I'm going to chop this up quite a few times, so pay attention here. Going through, first time, me nor Tyler, neither of us got a warm-up, but he's comfortable straight away in the rain. You can hear the brakes behind me, or maybe it was me, hammering on the brakes to slow down, and then you see that 20-yard gap that was immediately opened up. Now I'm going to close that up, and the power meter is a little bit off from timing, but you'll get the point. I'm going to have to close up that gap, and going into this section, I'm doing like, if I'm doing the turn correctly, I can hit 29 or 30 miles an hour crossing start finish. If I do it incorrectly, it's going to be closer to 26 or 27. Huge difference. Okay, so now we're going to whip around one more lap. VC is going to dust me, and I'm going to let the rest of the guys go by, and they're going to pick up the slack, carry in. I'm like, I don't need to be up here. All right, now let's break down VC's first lap turn. See his head? See how it turns way left? See how he spots up that exit? Watch this. Head turns really far out of the turn. That's the key, my friends. That's what I eventually figured out in this race. I learned a lot of lessons in this race about cornering. So if you look here, like this is where I kept looking. I kept looking at the corner itself and the immediate exit of the corner, and that's death. That's where you're going to fall, because you're not leading with your eyes where you want to go, right? This is not news. We've all heard this advice before, but I really lived it in this race, and I wanted to explain it in more detail. So death corner, death stare. That's the death stare. I'll call it the death stare. I'm just going to look right at the end of that corner, and you can see how I come like 90-degree angle turns instead of looping turns. All right, now I get a little bit better. I don't know what these laps were, but just for the sake of argument, lap 5, lap 6. I'm going to run this twice. You can kind of see the difference. See lap 6, you see the angle of the GoPro, or the horizontal plane of the GoPro changes dramatically. So that means I leaned my bike over a ton more. Look at that. A ton more. And lap 5, my bike was not leaned over at all, so it's much, much slower going through that turn. Here's a few more laps, just kicking through, and I'm just getting progressively a little bit more comfortable in the rain and with the turns. And in the other section, I gained a lot of confidence. I caught a lot of people that turned where that big puddle was going really slow. I could handle those turns really well, but this one still just kicked my butt until about 3/4 through the race. I got the hang of it. This total race time was 1 hour and 38 minutes. It's 100 laps. Well, it's what we're supposed to do. I was not in contention, but for this race has become just finish and do the pro race. So I was in the Omnium. I did the time trial, whatever. All right, so the green is where you want to be looking. You want to be looking far away into the exit and where you're going to go, and then spotting up the next turn. Death stare, safety stare. See what I'm looking way further up, or at least I'm showing you the arrow of where you should be looking, way further up the road, and then spotting the next turn instead of staring at the turn that you're currently in, looking at your exit, and then trying to get to the next turn as quickly as possible, or if it's straightaway, get to the next straightaway. Anyway, I think you get the point here, so I'm not going to just crush the rest of this race. You're going to see me getting dropped, and that's pretty much what happened in the race. Here's the lead group. They lap me, and so this is when I get lapped. Now watch all their heads. They dip real far left. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to zoom in. VC is still in the front. He pulled out early this race because he had to go race 12 hours that night pulling a human on his bike. Like unbelievable effort. So there you go. Spot up. Yep, spotting up, looking way out of the exit, and then these guys are actually going over the rumble strips, and I tried that once or twice, but did not enjoy it. So that race was so much fun. An hour and 38 minutes, probably the longest race I've ever done in terms of like a crit, and absolutely had a blast. I did not bring enough food. I did not have enough in my bottle, and that may have cost me, but I'm really happy that I finished the race. I ended up getting third in the Omnium overall because I am the third of 3 people that did all 3 events and completed all 3 events. So I did the TT, I started the Eliminator. I guess I got last technically because I was the first person to pop out, and then I got whatever I got in the crit. Doesn't really matter. But my back hurt for like 5 days after that because that hill was brutal. But that course is so much fun. This race is so much fun. There's so many things that you can do. There was a 12-hour mountain bike, a 6-hour mountain bike, a 3-hour mountain bike, an individual time trial, an eliminator race, a crit race, 12 hours or thereabouts of different events you can do with My Team Triumph, carrying someone in a trailer if you want to do that, or individually on the racetrack. There's just so many things that you can do throughout this event, and it is really, really professionally put together. It's amazing. So I hope that you can put it on your calendar. Anyway, VC actually stuck around all week and we had an absolute blast. I got to ride with him a whole bunch, and then we're actually doing Ride Across Wisconsin coming up this next weekend. He's going to do the 1 day, I'm going to do the 2 day, and I just had so much fun hanging out with him and learning from him, and just a genuinely awesome person. So if you're not subscribed to Vegan Cyclist, and I'm sure you all are, please do so. And if you are subscribed to Vegan Cyclist but you're not subscribed to this channel, come on, man. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Give me a thumbs up. All the YouTubey stuff. All right. Thank you, Race Fam. I really appreciate it. Have some really interesting things happening in life overall. I'll talk about that in the future. But for now, I just want to thank you for subscribing, for commenting, and for liking my videos. Have a great day. Bye.